Okay, we're going to start with the nation. INEC, insecurity threatens November 11th governorship polls. Picture here of Governor Sanwo-Olu and his team. Yaba Ikeja along bridges, open for traffic next month. Governors, can President, others celebrate Maulud Nabi. Obasanjo should apologize to Monarchs, says Afenifere. Next Edo governor must respect monarchy. 48 hours reign to pound FCT Edo Kwara 22 states, says NIMET. 2 women arrested with 1,000 rounds of ammunition. Shagamu calls killings. DSS moves to unravel masterminds. Okay, let me start with the picture story. The Yaba and Lagos along bridges will be open to vehicular movement next month. Governor Sanwo-Olu said this yesterday. He spoke while he was inspecting the infrastructure component of the Red Rail Line. According to him, the Red Rail Line would have 8 major stations at Agbado, Iju, Agege, Ikeja, Mushi, Yaba, Ibutimeta, and Idoyi Oyingbo. The trains will use the tracks built by the federal government, and it will take up to about 1,000 passengers per ride. Sanwo-Olu said government was on track to deliver the project before the end of the year, and more particularly, the Blue Line had been awarded and would hopefully be completed also by the end, faster than the first phase. According to him, they've seen the state of the infrastructure and they see that work is ongoing, and definitely they're hoping that the Red Line would start before the end of this year. We want passengers a total lifestyle experience within the train stations. That is why they are large enough to accommodate a variety of ventures. The Ikeja station is largest in Africa and even Europe, because we want it to be the hub of mega businesses. Well, we'll see, because many of them are there. We see this huge, humongous building. I'm wondering, why did they make the station so big? But he's saying he wants a lot of economic activities to be going on in the station. We'll see how that goes.
I have the news from Benin. The Oba of Benin, Oba Oware II, hosted the Labour Party and the PDP governorship candidates for next year's election in Edo State. So Kenneth Imaswagbon is the Labour Party candidate, and Professor Sareme Osumbo is the APC candidate. Both of them visited the Oba, and Oba was addressing them. He said, the rice men, we know you people are the rice men. Saying that, you know, he said, did you bring rice for us? How many bags of rice did you bring? Or should I say, how many trailers of rice did you bring? And then he went on and said, he appreciates that they have come, but the throne is the father of every candidate. So they don't have, you know, it's not a partisan throne. Everybody that is vying can come and see the Oba. He's appreciative of the fact that they have come, and that the throne will continue to pray for everybody from the states, including all the aspirants in the forthcoming election. But he says the next governor, whoever he is, must show respect to the throne in Benin. And that's where he puts it, rice men visiting.
I like that man. I just, Oba with...
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory, Edo, Kwara, and 22 other states have been told to brace up for the 24-hour downpour. This is according to the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET. They are the ones that served the notice, and they said those states should be ready for the rains that will be starting today and tomorrow. And they also had in their weekly forecast bulletin, they told the residents to also expect a flood flash. They also listed some other states: Katsina, Kano, Jigawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Plateau, Borno, Adamawa, Taraba, Kaduna, Niger, Nasarawa, Kogi, Enugu, Delta, Bayelsa, Abia, Anambra, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Ebonyi, Kwara, and Benue State. And they said this is, you know, within the forecast that they have, you know, gotten, going ahead to mention other states. So when I counted the states, it seemed like it's almost all parts of Nigeria that will be having this rain today and tomorrow. And the warning they are also giving is that people, especially drivers who are going to be driving on those roads, should be very careful, because sometimes you see the very surface water and you think there are no undercurrents. They have to be careful when you're driving, and also put off electrical appliances if you are living in such areas, because of the hazards that the wind could cause, or the storm and
So
thunder.
I wanted to take the DSS arresting 2 women with 1,000 rounds of ammunition. They arrested 2 suspects, Rashida Umar and Rukaya Laden. They were arrested in Fadan, Karshe, Sanga local government area in Kaduna. They were conveying the ammunition to bandits in Kotangora town of Niger State. They were apprehended and they found 1,000 live ammunition with them. this comes 5 days after, 5 days before, they had discovered a plant, an arms plant where a factory, sorry, where they were making, the guy was making AK-47 rifles, 2 military revolvers, and the guy confessed, said that he has been doing it for the past 5 years, and they use it to supply the bandits in the area.
Okay, let me move on quickly now to the Punch. Labour falls federal government's meeting, insists on indefinite strike. Can governors preach peace? Hope at Idil-Malud. Ondo woman kills husband with pestle and flees. Afenifere accuses Obasanjo of ridiculing Obas and demands an apology. Pipeline repairs go up 35 billion naira in 18 months. Vandalism persists, says report. Debt crisis stop. Tax waivers, IMF tells Nigeria. Afrexim Bank 6 buyers for NNPCL's crude. Chicago academic record. Atiku plans fresh suit against Tinubu.
So I will take the human interest, the Ondo woman who killed her husband. Apparently, they're always having fights. They're always having quarrels, and she had been threatening to kill him one day. So this is the 12-year-old son's story, what he saw. He said they had a small fight in the earlier on in the day. He now slept on the chair, and then she just took the pestle and hit him on the head 3 times. When he hit him, he collapsed. When she hit him, he collapsed. But he didn't die immediately. He had to go and call. When she saw that he had collapsed, she hit the pestle and ran away. He called neighbors. So by the time they got to the hospital, he was dead. The police say they're hot on her trail and they will arrest her soon.
Wow.
Quite sad.
Very sad.
Major headline. So the organized labor said that the plan by the federal government to meet union leaders will not avert the nationwide strike slated to start on Tuesday. This is according to the National Deputy President of the Trade Union Congress, Tommy Etim, and it says nothing will stop the strike, that Nigerian workers were disenchanted with the federal government. He said the union had given the government sufficient time to address their demands, and the workers will not allow themselves to be deceived anymore. So he went ahead to say there's no need for the federal government to be, slating meetings, having pointless meetings, that Nigerians just need to be ready for this long walk. And the government has had enough time if they wanted to fix what was happening. But since they keep going as usual, the only thing is for them to meet with the strike. And he says this is not going to just be an ordinary industrial action. It will not just be a total shutdown of the nation. It's going to be the mother of all strikes. And that the government is even planning to sack 17,000 workers already in this period where everybody's suffering great hardship. So people should be ready. There's no need to have any conversations with the government. So hopefully by Tuesday, they will be starting the strike. Some other people are saying they're going to join the strike. They are saying that fuel scarcity and nationwide blackouts would likely be starting from that Tuesday because Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers and Union of Electricity Employees are vowing to join the strike. Some other organizations are also going to be joining the strike. Senior officials of NUPENG also are looking at joining the strike, and a host of others. So I don't know what the federal government is going to be doing about this now to see how we can avert. This is not the time to be having another strike. Nigerians have suffered.
Shut down the economy.
Yes.
Money will not come out.
Anyhow, anyway.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So, still reviewing Punch. So, the pan-Yoruba socio-political organization, Afenifere, have lashed out at the former President Olusegun Obasanjo for disrespecting traditional rulers in Oyo State by ordering them to stand up and sit down. They wrote particularly in a communique yesterday from, I think it was Akure they were in. The spokesperson was read by the publicity secretary of the association, that's Mr. Jari Ajayi, at the Akure residence in Afenifere, was saying that Afenifere was taken aback by the avoidable and unwarranted incident that took place in Oyo. He said that we, the Yoruba, respect our traditional institutions, the arrowhead of which is our traditional rulers, who traditionally and spiritually have acquired the status of deities. And it's not surprising that they are referred as Igbakeji Orisha. In view of the attempt to ridicule the respected Obaship institution in Yorubaland, Afenifere hereby demands an unreserved public apology to the Obas from former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Our traditional, so they're just insisting that the former president must apologize. Okay. Hopefully he does.
Do you think he's going to apologize?
I seriously doubt it.
I seriously doubt it.
Yeah.
I think he has demystified the souls of Obaship. So maybe they are no longer deities. In those days when a disrespect like that happens,
you will collect.
Oba, not even collect, you will just melt immediately.
Now the same thing.
That's what I said.
You will just,
When it happened,
nothing will touch you, you will just die.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I thought they said they were powerful.
No, they've traveled.
The jackpot.
With all disrespect.
No, because this, you know, they by themselves have allowed themselves to be disrespected.
Yes,
to be bought.
You see me in the Oba of Benin. You see, he doesn't. You
won't see him anywhere.
See the government that have gone there. But even there are some Yoruba Obas too that are like the Awujale.
Yes, the Awujale
that,
doesn't
you know,
work
they
anymore.
carry themselves
Alake
with
too
respect.
carries himself with respect.
You know, the Alake, you know, when you will be going around looking,
Happy.
I don't,
Okay, let's move on next
I don't
one.
want to talk bad about our Obas. I pray that.
Ogilias folder.
I have the NNPC story. Leave my case.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So, according to this report, it said that the pipelines repair for 18 months have gulped 35.47, let's just say 35 billion naira. And they said that in the latest oil and gas report covering from the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative covering 2021 showed that 22.505 billion was spent on pipeline repairs and maintenance. And in the first 6 months, NNPC disclosed that 350 pipeline points were vandalized. NNPC said that in collaborative work to protect the pipelines, the CEO of NNPC, Mele Kyari, said that Operation White and automated downstream operations and financing monitoring center has made it possible for the corporation to monitor product supply and distribution across Nigeria. And he said it has also reduced practices such as oil theft, cross-border smuggling of petroleum products, and all of that. We have not seen the result yet because the result will be that we have increased crude oil, but this is their report. We hope that is correct.
Okay, should we move on now to the next paper, Vanguard? Let's find a story we've not taken. Gas flaring sacks over 27 communities in Imo. Lawyers, ex-lawmakers disagree over Ondo Deputy Governor's impeachment plot. Arkansas serial contestant says Ganduje. VCs present report of challenging facing varsities to education minister. Biden appoints Osage Imasoge Chineye Ogomike as advisors. NNPC's $3 billion loan. Afrexim Bank opens funding talks with oil traders. And Shagamu killings, DSS moves to unravel masterminds. Okay, which story are we starting with in Vanguard?
We can start with gas flaring. So residents of over 27 oil communities in Oguta local government area of Imo State have been sacked by gas flaring. The residents spoke in Owerri while pleading for government intervention to end the dangers facing them as regards gas flaring in their communities. According to them, they said the flaring has been happening for over 4 decades and it's caused them severe health problems. Some of them said it breeds mosquitoes that will inflict illnesses on their children, and the situation usually worsens anytime there is a flood. Others said because of the activities, they usually experience hot weather when the weather is supposed to be cold. Now, they mentioned some of the affected communities: Umunandike, Umundanike, Umunku, Umuosoma, Umunaruku, Umunkwocha, Ngeku, and Umutoguma, among others. So the President General of Oguta Community Development Union, OCDU, Sir Uche Faith Iworisha, said that, explain what gas flaring was, for people who don't understand. This is a byproduct that comes out of when they do the oil production, and so they flare that gas. And he's found out that in some other countries, they found a way to use that gas as cooking gas. They find a way to preserve that gas, so they don't just burn it out and flare it into the air. And I know Nima always talks about the effect of gas flaring on the show. So it says it cannot be eliminated. You can't stop it. As long as you're producing oil, you must have it. But how you now use that gas into something more useful for the community is what the government should be working towards. And the impacts on the villagers has been so bad. A lot of them have relocated from those areas because of the health hazards. So government needs to look into what to do with the gas that is being flared and avoid it for the people living there.
All right, so the U.S. President Joe Biden has appointed 2 professionals who are of Nigerian descent, as special advisors. The duo are Osage Imasoge and Chineye Ogomike. They were part of the 12 members of a Presidential Advisory Council on African Diaspora Engagement in the United States. The appointment was actually supposed to be members to actually engage the African society and communities within the United States with the United States government. The council members include individuals who have distinguished themselves in government, sports, creative industries, business, academia, and others. So these two Nigerians, Osage Imasoge from Edo, and I think Chineye Ogomike, she is born in the US, but I'm trying to find her where she's from exactly in Nigeria. It's not here. But so she's actually a WNBA player, the women's basketball player in the US, and she's quite popular there. And so she's also been appointed as part of the advisory council to the President of the United States. Congratulations to both Nigerians.
I have the Shagamu killing, and the DSS said that they're doing everything possible to get to the root of the matter, according to the instruction given by the governor that, you know, they should stem the activities of cultists and their rivals in the state. They said that they have two individuals that they had questions for. They invited them, and they questioned them for long hours into the activities, and they have given them some tips on that will assist in getting to the root of the matter, and that they were not kept beyond time. As soon as they were done questioning them, they were released to go back home, and they have gotten the tips that they will use. They are resolved that they will not allow cultism continue in the sacred town or in the state.
So on those states, they are battling themselves. Some lawmakers are agreeing with the deputy for going to court to stop this impeachment. Others are saying he jumped the gun, that he didn't allow him, he did not allow the process to go on before, you know, running to court to stop the impeachment. They hadn't asked him any questions. He said they will first call him, ask him questions, according to the misconduct. What did you do? Did you do this wrong? Then he will answer. They will now go back. But he now went without any and has gone to go. So is it that he doesn't want to answer questions?
Or is he hiding something?
Is he hiding something? Why is he stopping
the process? Okay, moving on now to the Nigerian Tribune. Let's see how many minutes we have. Experts chart way forward for CBN governor. Insecurity will not stop Imo Kogi governorship election, says INEC. Red line rail to be completed by December, says Sanwo-Olu. Kano governor appoints another 94 social media influencers to cover MDAs. Importers shun Lagos Ibadan cargo rail over double handling charges. Diphtheria outbreak, UNICEF deploys 9.3 million vaccine doses in Nigeria. And how my mother killed my father with pestle, says 12-year-old son.
Okay, so
I have that story.
Diphtheria outbreak story. So the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has said that Nigeria needs to immediately stem the disease. They said that they've sent about 9.3 million doses of the vaccines, the diphtheria vaccines, to affected states, which is Kano, Bauchi, Borno, Yobe, Katsina, Kaduna, and Jigawa. And so far, the outbreak has led to 11,500 suspected cases, with 7,000 confirmed, and they have resulted in 453 deaths, mostly amongst children. And they're asking so far on behalf of the government that, you know, they should deploy more of these vaccines across, and people should please take the vaccines.
Okay, moving on. Let's see. There was a story I want to take in about, let me see how much time. The cargo. So the Nigerian Tribune have found out that many owners of cargo containers refuse to use the rail because they are afraid of the double handling charges. According to them, the Lagos-Ibadan container movement from Lagos ports suffered a hitch this week on the train. The idea was for cargo to leave from Apapa straight to Moniya in Oyo State. However, many of the container owners were scared of using that avenue because they felt that they might be charging them twice. But NRC, that's the Nigerian Railway Corporation, have come to say that's been resolved, that they understand why that hitch happened. But from September 12th, when the 30-wagon train moving containers was launched, and this has been happening, but now many importers were scared of it. But I'm really happy to know that some of these containers would now be able to leave Lagos Apapa through the rail, not the roads, which we've been trying to stop for many years. So it's the first step in the right direction.
It's important to stem that issue of charges. So maybe they're afraid that they'll pay land charges before they leave Apapa. And then when they get off they'll be made to pay the
money. So that's what the district manager was saying. Augustine Arisa said, confirm the issues with the double handling charges. However, it has been resolved, and that they just told us it was resolved. They didn't tell us how it was resolved.
How it was resolved.
They said it was resolved.
They said they are working on it, Sha. He said they are working on it. Not that it has. They are working on it.
They used resolved in this story. Okay, that's all we can take on front page review.